Welcome to the reaction show for the RankEmPodcast, where we recap in unfiltered, unrated NSFW excruciating details our RankEm lists. This reaction show is to our school lunch menu, our top 5 favorite school lunches, where Zach is my younger brother, and we're joined with Don Garwood as well. You can find us at RankEmPodcast on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Zach, are you fucking stupid?
You don't have to answer that.
You got chicken fajitas above tacos. The chicken fajitas were not better.
Oh, yes, they were.
No.
Yes. Absolutely better.
Absolutely not.
In every possible way.
No.
In no way.
In absolutely no way.
Every way.
The only thing that was... First of all, chicken fajitas weren't even fajitas. It was just chicken. There weren't green peppers. There weren't onions. There weren't tomatoes. There weren't nothing.
It was chicken tacos.
Just chicken that
without taco
has the Sharpied on grill marks. Not even real grill marks. No seasoning.
All right.
No nothing.
Oh, no. They were seasoned.
No.
No. They were not. No, because here's why the chicken fajitas were better. The chicken fajitas were better because it was actual meat.
No. The chicken was made of sawdust. Tacos, at least you could find a clunk of ground beef.
No.
Chicken, you weren't sure if it was ever actually a chicken or not.
I disagree.
You are horribly wrong in your
Multiple
assessment
ways.
of chicken fajitas being number one. Okay? That is, of the RankEm podcast we've done, that is the worst number one. And Reese Wolford had Incredibles as the best Disney Pixar.
Spoiler alert.
If you got this far, I like to think you've listened to the other podcasts.
Spoiler alert for Zach, who hasn't listened to that podcast yet.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well.
Great work, Zach. So the chicken fajita story, if we go back to... So I got kicked off the morning announcements. Our televised morning announcements because I said chicken fajitas.
Which he wasn't the only person to ever say chicken
Right, like,
fajitas.
I think he had
ongoing-
been warned multiple times not to say that it was quote unquote fajitas.
Well, and I think the teachers thought I was saying chicken vaginas.
Right.
Like, I was not saying chicken vaginas, like as in female reproductive organs. I was saying chicken fajitas like it's spelled. Okay? And so it's insensitive to Mexican culture and things of that. So I got kicked off of morning announcements. And
I can't believe you were insensitive to Mexican culture and
not have seen
at
Coco.
a 17-year-old
right.
white
As
kid that lives in the country.
Right. As a 17-year-old white kid that grew up with, like we said in the episode, a graduating class that was 88 people. We might not have been the most well-versed, well-traveled, racially sensitive kids of all time, believe it or not. So I said chicken vaginas on the air. I guess the supervisor of the announcements was like, do you need to look up standards and practices? And I'm like, I don't know why. He's like, you've been told not to say chicken fajitas. So in comes the Spanish teacher, just barging in, finger wagging that this is insensitive, and I've told you, and blah, 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 blah. She's chasing me down the hallway.
All the confidence of a liberal arts degree.
As she chases me down as I continue to ignore her. She's like all of 5'1".
And a bitch.
Okay.
That's what you said.
That's what he said. She wasn't my favorite person, but I'm not going to go that far. But she chased me down, and so eventually she's like, excuse me, Mr. Searight. And I turned around and said, shut the fuck up, Anne-Marie. And that pretty well put her in her place, and she went back to her room. So that might be...
And that is probably the real reason he was not on the morning announcements.
Yeah, so
he could have just taken his scolding of saying fajitas instead of fajitas.
But I dropped a shut the fuck up teacher's first name and walked away.
Was it teacher's first name, middle name?
No, her first name is Anne-Marie.
Oh.
Yeah, she's one of those.
So...
Jesus.
So I drop a shut the fuck up Anne-Marie. Again, as a 17-year-old, maybe not the most well-versed in proper debate etiquette. And just go back to... So, I mean, it was a very loud shut the fuck up Anne-Marie. But
we're walking through the halls, leaving the morning announcements. We
going
hear
to homeroom.
All the doors are open in homeroom.
And so I walk into my English class, and the English teacher says, "What was that about?" Not a go to the office, anything like that. everybody on that side of the high school just heard me say, "Shut the fuck up, Anne Marie," and all he had was, "What was that about?" So I didn't get in more trouble. Like,
obviously, the English teacher didn't have a problem with you saying vagina.
Right? He didn't care. He obviously didn't have a problem with me saying "shut the fuck up," teacher first name to another teacher. But I didn't get in more trouble for that, which I was always kind of blown away that I.
Did you not?
Yeah, nobody ever said a word to me about it.
I got your award for morning announcements.
You
that
did.
Year.
Yeah, see, and like that like drove me up a wall because 2 years later, when I was a senior, I was doing the televised morning announcements 2 days before Christmas break. And for some reason, to make it feel like it was the news, we did the weather report at the end. And the weather report was in the single digits. So I was like, and the high for today is single digits. Jesus Christ, it's cold. I more muttered it to myself than like publicly broadcasted it. I come out of the announcer room, and like Garrett said, when he said vaginas, she comes running up to me, finger wagging. Mr. Searight, do you think that's appropriate for the season we're in? And I just kind of look at her and go, winter? Yeah, like it's cold. And she did not find the joke funny, and she was like, well, we will be discussing this. You're just like your brother. I was like, okay, first and foremost, no, I'm not. He's way better than I am. Right. Like, do not degrade him.
His dick's way bigger than mine.
I want to go that far.
That's what you should have said. That's what a normal. That's what a person who was right would have said.
And so
Don's gonna piss his pants over there.
And so the next morning on the morning announcements, I had to read a formal apology that I had to write. That the principal made me write and read on air.
Did you read it sincerely?
No.
I'm sorry.
Just mock him in front of the entire school. This letter says I am sorry.
He's doing hand motions like he's a captive from freaking Al Qaeda.
He's blinking torture.
They are treating me well.
No. And the reason I didn't do it like super sarcastically, but also not very sincerely, is I respected our principal.
So you had a different principal.
You did have a different
Our
principal.
principal grew up to be the superintendent. And one of our favorite teachers grew up to be
our football coach.
Grew up to be the principal.
So that's still the principal.
That's a different. That's fair. I probably would have said to him, Brian, I'm not. I don't mean any of this, and he'd have been like, I know. I know you don't, but we're both in this situation together.
Coach Forgame, we both know that I don't
believe any of this shit.
Right.
And he's like, I don't care. Read it.
Yeah, right. And so I did it as a service to him. Because I did not know about the shut the fuck up Anne Marie until 2 days ago. I knew he told her to shut the fuck up. I did not know he dropped the teacher's first name, which that is like the cardinal sin of high school. Is you don't ever call a teacher by their first name. Like,
I think the cardinal sin of high school is rape.
Might have been murder also while we're at it. And also plagiarism. Those three.
Oh, yeah.
In any order.
There's a plagiarism story that I can tell for another day that I got out of a plagiarism. Fuck it, I'll tell it now.
I was going to say, I don't think I ever wrote an original paper.
So I got caught plagiarizing in an English paper, and I'm in the office with the high school principal, and he's going over how just horrible plagiarism is, how it's basically theft. And of the things you can do, plagiarism is just awful. And so I said, hey, do you see that P on the wall? Because we were the Parkway Panthers. Well, we were using Purdue's P as our logo. I said, that's copyrighted. That's not our, like, we can't just use that logo. It can't be on the side of our helmet or at the center court at basketball or painted on the school. You've got a point. Well, I appreciate, I told you during the school lunch podcast, Don, that a great mark of a man is being able to admit when you don't know something or admit when you're wrong. And that guy was wrong. Like, fuck you. You're plagiarizing that goddamn logo.
And that's copyrighted.
In this room, you're fucking chewing me out over plagiarism. And you've got that on the goddamn letterhead that you're going to send to my parents that I'm suspended. Like, what the hell is that? And he's like, all right, don't let it happen again. Now, it did happen again, but I got out of that one. So there's my plagiarism story.
Well, on the subject of plagiarism and being in trouble and whatnot.
Are these just stories about you
gonna
guys being pieces of shit in high school?
I was going to say, can we go back to school lunches?
Because I can't really relate. I was a good kid
fuck you.
who never got in trouble.
You can't say it without laughing.
Right.
I was never sent to the principal's office. Yeah, never. I had to think about it.
I was like,
I went into his office one time while I was a student there, and that was to get permission to go and like film senior stuff for the class video.
So you could basically take
And
a
we
day
went
off
to the pet
school.
store.
Right? Like, you didn't do anything. So Don, I see you're the only person on your list to have Chili Day.
I had on my
He had it
your
on
list.
honorable mention.
Yeah, but that don't.
I was the only one to have pizza boats too.
So, are you the moron? So, you were the only one that had Chili Day, salad bar, and pizza boats. Are you the idiot in this podcast?
Am I the idiot, or
Yes.
are you upset that you didn't think of the salad bar?
No, I thought of salad bar. I just didn't think. I thought it was too.
You thought it was too niche to put on.
Yes.
I put it on there as a hot take, and I think people are really going to appreciate it. Honestly, do you think it deserves to be in your top 5?
No.
Well, that's wrong, because your Mexican pizza, not that good.
Oh, Don. It literally was number 1 on our list.
It was number 2 on his list.
I know,
Right,
but
but
on our
collect-
composite list, it was number 1.
Until the Twitter poll.
So we'll put that up at RankEmPodcast. You can vote. Did you like or is Mexican? Like, are you going to put did you like or are Mexican pizzas number 1? I got to know what to expect.
I think we're going to hit them with was Mexican pizza or is Mexican pizza the best high school lunch?
Okay, so that is what the Twitter poll will show. No, I'm certain it's not going to be like people are going to say
Right, it's
no.
going to be like 80.
Right,
it's going to be like
81%.
73%.
Yeah, no.
Because people are going to be commenting like, "Oh, tacos," and I guarantee, other than me, at least one other pizza boat.
There is not going to be another pizza boat unless you are creating fake Twitter accounts just to prove yourself right on the reaction show of our podcast.
Well, now you're cutting deep and you're getting personal.
So that
He
I
literally
think.
started the show with, Zach, are you a fucking idiot? Like, you
Well,
want to talk
it's
to me
a
about
certified
personal-
chicken fajitas over tacos.
Yes.
Let alone, okay, chicken fajitas is number 1 is stupid, but then chicken fajitas were better than tacos? Absolutely not. Could not be more wrong. Could not be more wrong. You're still out of talk. Even we got like a minute left. So if you,
100% wrong.
you're 100% wrong, Zach.
There's no defending
Like, I
myself.
thought that there
I
was-
don't have a hill to. I do. This is a weird hill to die on, so I don't wish to die here.
I thought there was nothing more outrageous that you could say after the way you eat Nutty Buddies, and then you come at me with chicken fajitas
Chicken
over
fajitas
tacos.
at number 1.
Over tacos.
Over tacos.
Over tacos and a warm tortilla.
Was it warm?
No. So that'll do it for our reaction episode. Join us again next week as we rank our most ridiculous top 5 lists. I don't even know what we're going to do next.
Nope. No clue.
So find out next week.
Leave us some ideas.
At the RankEm Podcast. Tweet us at RankEm Podcast. Also Facebook and YouTube as well. Thanks for joining us this week. We'll catch you next week.